Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to another edition of East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady, and as you can see, we're not in the studio. We're actually on location over in Georgia at historic Banning Mills. And if you've not heard of Banning Mills, you're going to learn all about it today. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on here at Banning Mills. It's a beautiful place, and we're going to encourage you to come and visit for yourself. And after you watch this show, you're going to be dying to get over here. Some special things going on today. We are having some special assistance with producing this show from the TV production class at Oxford High School. Some of us from TV 24 teach a TV production class, so we have our students over here with us helping with the production today. So we want to welcome them and thank them for helping on the show today with East Alabama Today. Now remember, if you have something going on in your community, something you'd like us to feature on East Alabama Today, we want to hear from you. You guys are our eyes and ears out on the street, so that's the best way for us to know about stuff, is for you to let us know. So send me an email, cbrady@tv24.tv. That way we know what's going on in the community, and you never know, you might find yourself being invited to be a guest here on East Alabama Today. And if you happen to miss an episode of the show, or if you'd like to go back and watch it over and look at it again, you can do so online at tv24.tv. Just go to the on-demand section and look for East Alabama Today. So again, today we are at historic Banning Mills in Georgia, near Carrollton, Georgia. We'll give you all the details coming up. Welcome back into East Alabama Today. Again, I'm Carl Brady, and remember, I told you just a moment ago, we are on location with today's show at historic Banning Mills near Carrollton, Georgia. And my guest today is Donna Holder. Donna, welcome to the program. It's great to see you again.
Welcome back, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and I appreciate you having us come back and visit. I've been here, I've stayed in a tree house. I know what the tree house feels like, and had a great time staying in a tree house, hiking on the hiking trails, and doing some of the other fun stuff you have around here. And we'll get to all that in just a minute. But let's start off, just what is Banning Mills, historic Banning Mills? A lot of people may not have heard of it and don't know that you can come over here and spend several days, spend a night, and have fun the whole time you're here.
Well, Historic Banning Mills is a 501c3 nonprofit, and it's a conservation center. So when we first came out in 1998, we began to discover a lot of the history here, which is pretty incredible. But if you go out onto the property, you'll see the topography is great for adventures. So we're an adventure resort and a conference center. So you can come individually and enjoy the tree houses like you did. We have different kind of rooms, or you can come have some fun. And we have the zipline canopy tours. We do kayaking, horseback riding. We have aerial adventure parks, all kinds of adventures for you and the family to do.
And even if you're not adventuresome and you're kind of old like me, it's still fun to walk on the trails, see the scenery. And we're situated, we're in the main lodge right now, and the main lodge overlooks a huge gorge with Snake Creek right through the bottom. And this is kind of a famous area. At one point in time, there were textile mills along this creek, you know, back when they used the flowing creek to power the mills back in the 1800s. There were mills all along this creek, and the ruins are still there. The old dam is still there, and you can explore the area.
There were actually 10 mills here and 5 dams, so we have a lot of the old town roads open that you can hike on, and a lot of the ruins of the paper mill and the pulp mills. And then we have what we call our baby mill, which is the red brick mill, and that's the only one that's still kind of all in one piece right now. And we're hopefully in the near future going to be able to restore that as well. But yeah, you can, the topography here, you have a 70-foot fall of water, so you have a lot of the white water, and it's just a very beautiful scenery.
Talk about the conservation aspect of historic Banning Mills. You have 300 acres here set in the middle of a 1,500 acre preserve. Talk about the nonprofit part of it and the conservation part of what you're doing?
Well, we worked with the Trust for Public Land for several years, and so 1,500 acres are actually preserved in what we like this word perpetuity, and so no one's ever going to build on it. The 300 acres is what Banning Mills actually owns, and our goal is to conserve the history here as well as the natural, the plants and the animals that are all here. And we have already put together a history CD and a history book, and it's going to give you a lot of the information about the history that started in the early 1800s and spans all the way into 1972.
And we mentioned that you can come here and spend a day, spend a weekend, spend a week, however long you'd like to stay. You have several different kinds of amenities here for that. Here on the side of the gorge, with the main lodge, you have some hotel room type rooms. You have some small cabins. Then on the other side of the gorge, you have some more cabins and the tree houses.
It's a wide range. We have economy rooms when we do a lot of like little church youth groups that come out, all the way up to the tree houses and jacuzzi rooms. So there's something for everybody here. And if you don't want to spend the night, then you can just come for the day and do some of the activities and explore the property.
Since we've mentioned the tree houses a couple of times, tell us about the tree houses. Where did the idea come from? How are they built? And I know everybody's concerned about safety. I've stayed in a tree house. It moves a little bit, it sways a little bit when you walk, but it's a really cool place to stay.
The tree houses are pretty awesome. We have a little tree house village, and you can stay. So we actually have 7 right now, and they're built on a pole right in the middle of the trees, and they have guy wires, so they're very safe, but they are going to move just a little bit. And inside of them, they have a big king bed and a jetted tub and gas log fireplaces, so it's very cozy and romantic.
And the one I stayed in even had a small upstairs area where you put the kids up there with bunk beds.
Yep, there's a small loft, and it has a set of bunk beds if you have some little ones.
Yeah.
Yep, we have 2 of those.
It's an amazing place to stay and to visit. They got the little porch on the back side, and you can look out over the gorge there. It's just amazing. Everything here is beautiful. You mentioned the adventure park and the aerial adventure. You have zip lining. You have the adventure, the tower. How tall did you say the tower was?
Well, we have 2 Guinness records, and one is for the largest zipline canopy course in the world. We have over 10 miles in the trees, so you can actually go out for 2 days and not do anything twice.
Wow.
And then we have 3 aerial adventure parks, so we can get children as young as 4 years old out onto some of these adventure parks. So it's really something for the whole family. Again, we have the tower. It's the tallest climbing wall in the world. It's 150 feet. And we can do rappel, we can do the climbing, and then you also have the 100-foot free fall. And we still got to get you out on that.
We'll see. We'll see. You also have a suspension bridge.
Yes. We have actually 3, and our next goal is to see if we can get a Guinness World Record for the suspension bridges.
Yeah.
But the one we're going to take the crew out on today is over 600 feet long, and it's about 190 feet over the gorge.
That's scary just in itself. Even though we know it's safe, it's still a little bit scary to do that. We're running out of time already. I know we could talk for 2 or 3 shows about all the things you have here, but I want to mention the restaurant. Okay. We had dinner here the night that we came here. The food was amazing. Talk about your restaurant.
Well, we have our own chef. His name is Brian Azell, and he's awesome. And we really don't have a restaurant where you can come in and order off a menu, so everything has to be pre-reserved, but we do gourmet dinners. We can do anything from sack lunches to duck, whatever you would like. And the dining areas, you may get some footage of that a little bit later. There's 3 different sections, so we are able to accommodate groups or just do something romantic for a couple.
Yeah, very nice. We're running out of time. Is there anything we haven't mentioned that we need to make sure we talk about?
Well, since you guys are from Alabama, I think that it'd be nice to let everybody know we have 2 parks in Alabama now. They're our sister parks. One's at Guntersville and one is at Wind Creek, and those are some really nice zipline canopy tours up there as well.
Yeah, you guys have done the zipline canopy tours for those parks. So
Yeah.
we've talked about the Guntersville Park here on East Alabama Today, previously back in the summer. So we'll talk more about that too. We're going to talk about the safety of the zip line canopy tours. That's something that people always ask about. How safe is it? It's extremely safe. You guys are the industry leaders in developing the zipline canopy tours and the safety measures for that, and we're going to talk about the safety of that and when we come back in just a minute. But Donna, thank you so much. We love being here at Banning Mills.
We
and
love having you
definitely
guys.
be back. Thank you. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Well, welcome back in to East Alabama Today. We are at historic Banning Mills near Carrollton, Georgia, and we've changed guests now. We've got Patrick Avery with us. Patrick, welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're going to talk with us a little bit about the zipline canopy tour here and the safety of the zipline canopy tour. As Donna said, 10 miles of zip lines here at Banning Mills? That's incredible.
That's true. We have over 100 zip lines on site and close to 100 aerial bridges on site, so it's a lot of maintenance.
If you come here for a zip line tour, specifically for the zip line tour, how many days do you need to plan to stay? How long of a day is it? Just kind of walk us through how it goes.
Sure. The entire canopy tour is multiple levels. It's multiple adventure tiers, and so you can come out with your family and spend a couple hours with us on tour, or you can upgrade and spend 2 full days without doing a zip line twice out here. So it's a lot of options out here.
Absolutely. Now, everybody always has questions about safety on these canopy tours. You're 150 feet in the air. We mentioned the Lake Guntersville zip line that you guys installed at the state park there at Lake Guntersville. That is a super long, the one over the main gorge there, it's long, and it just seems to go on forever. So everybody is initially, I a little bit afraid.
Sure.
But you guys are the innovators in safety. You guys have developed most of the safety equipment that is involved in zipline touring. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. The thing that makes it interesting is the balance between real and perceived risk. Right. You wouldn't come out here if you didn't think it was a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Right. And so our job is to keep that perceived risk high while also keeping the real risk very low. And we have a lot of standards to help keep that balance in check. Right. It's safer than walking out to your car and driving here. For sure it is. And we have 2 main rules. It's be safe and have fun. And hopefully you learn something while you're out here. We have a continuous belay system. It's very innovative. It comes from France. We're the distributors for North America for the system, so a lot of work there to get it developed and get the standards to match, and application is incredible. We're making the entire industry safer every day out here, so we feel really good about that. Once you're hooked in throughout the whole course when you're at height. No possibility of coming off belay while you're up at height, so you can feel really good about that.
Well, I was going to explain that continuous belay, the way this works, again, once you hook in to the safety line, you're never unhooked from the safety line until you get to the end. Even when you're in a tower and you're transferring from one zip line to another zip line, you manipulate the cable system, and so you're safe the whole way through.
Sure. Some people may be familiar with the more traditional, the older style of the 2 lanyards, and you're disconnecting and connecting. And there's that potential of saying, "Hey, where should I hook into?" Right? Anywhere, and you don't have that any chance of that out here or any of the courses we operate.
Talk about I guess you would call it the roller system, the pulley system that you're riding on, and the safety of that.
Sure, it's just a trolley. It'll set up on the zip line, and our safety hook just fits right over the top of it. So trolley's never going to come off when you have weight on it, as you just ride down the zip line, but then you have your safety hook as your primary backup behind it. Yeah.
All right, here's the question I always wonder about, and everybody else wonders about too. What if I lose momentum and I get stuck in the middle of a zip line and I can't get to the other end?
It's a beautiful view. It's really, really nice out there.
Enjoy it for a little while,
Some
right?
extra time on the line. And then we have retrieval protocols, so all of our guides are extremely well trained and they know exactly what to do in any given situation.
Talk about your guides. When you bring them up there, they are well trained. They are trained in like rescue safety and those kind of things. So anything that may go wrong out on the zip line, they're trained to know what to do.
Absolutely. We have a great mentorship program. We hold them to the highest standards. They come out here normally in a month or two. They have a yellow helmet, we call it, or an orange helmet, where they're actually a qualified guide. And they're well trained in rescue procedures, retrieval procedures, emergency action procedures, and all of that.
Talk about the way you guys have expanded the zipline tours. You started out here at Banning Mills, and you got world famous for the Banning Mills zip lines, and so people began to reach out to you about how do we do this. And we've talked about the Guntersville, the Lake Guntersville State Park zip line tour. You guys have built that, and what was another one with the state park?
Wind Creek
State
is
Park
also in Alabama. A couple more may come in the future out there in Alabama for you guys. We have 2 in North Georgia, 2 in Kentucky. We help operate one out in South Carolina now as well.
You guys really are expanding them around.
In total, it's 8 parks right now. It'll soon be a little bit more than that. In the future,
I know the plans for one of them close by where we are. I won't give out all the details unless you want to give some of the details, but it's going to be a record length if all the deals work out the way they need to, right?
A lot of I's to cross and T's to dot before we get there, but hopefully we'll get there.
Hopefully we'll have that, that one happening really soon. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for being with us to talk about the Zipline Canopy Tour. And before, we still got a minute or two, so tell me a little bit about the Adventure Tower. Donna mentioned that, 150 feet, you climb it, you can rappel off of it. Talk a little bit about that.
It's a unique structure. It's 150 feet tall. It has the world record tallest freestanding artificial rock wall in the world on it. It has 4 different faces for climbing. It has 2 rappel walls. It has 5 zip lines that go in and out of it, and the 100-foot free fall on it, which is a really unique feature. All of those put together, it's a massive tower.
Absolutely.
The one zip line off the top, Flight of the Falcon, is 3,400 feet long. You're in prone position, flying down, going between 16 different elements, zip lines, bridges over and above you. On a busy day, there's people all around you screaming at you. It's a lot of fun. So great view up there of the entire area on a beautiful day, nice sunset. It's really nice.
Incredible. So if you're looking for an aerial adventure with the zip lines and the Adventure Tower and all the things you can do here at Banning Mills, this is the place you need to come and spend a few days. Patrick, again, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back to talk about one of the newest residents here at Banning Mills. You'll meet Spirit in just a minute. Welcome back in. We are again another segment of our East Alabama Today show here at historic Banning Mills, and I've got Dale Arrowwood with me here, and the newest member of the staff here at Banning Mills. This is Liberty. Liberty is a bald eagle, and she comes to Banning Mills via Auburn University, and she is a retired war eagle. Is that correct?
Well, actually, she's never really been a war eagle. She was going to be part of that program.
Okay.
But once that tiger was unable to do anything else, they needed another golden eagle.
Yeah.
They had to make room.
Right.
And federal restrictions are pretty tight on these birds, and they regulate us very closely. So we had to. They had to make room for their eagle by disposing of this one.
Yeah.
They knew that I had eagle experience and wanted to know did I want her.
And that's perfect.
What do you think my answer was?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So she is now part of the staff here at historic Banning Mills. She's got her own eagle enclosure. You could come by and see her. And she's part of your Birds of Prey show now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What kind of job does Liberty have here?
Actually, her name is Lady Liberty.
Okay.
It's but what we have her doing right now is we are still in the training mode with her. She hasn't free flown, meaning without tethers yet. So we have her flying, and this, it's a gradual process. Once we have all of the latest tracking devices perfected for her, then we're going to free fly her. We can do some off-site programs with her, which is really good because we can go to other parts of the southeast that sometimes it's cost prohibitive for people to come this far.
Talk about eagles a little bit in their natural environment. We know over in Alabama where we're from, we have a lot of eagles over at the Guntersville State Park, Lake Guntersville State Park. And if you're lucky enough to be there, occasionally you see one. You don't see them out in the wild very often. And of course, yeah, this is the very first time I've ever actually been this close to an eagle, or especially a bald eagle, to see one. So talk about them in their natural environment. How prolific are they? Are they coming back? Are they endangered? What do we need to know about eagles?
They're no longer endangered. Let me start off with the tracking history of them, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Of course, they were accepted as our national symbol June 20th, 1782, against the wishes of Benjamin Franklin.
He wanted it to be the turkey.
Yeah, he wanted the turkey, but think about that just a minute.
Yeah.
Houston, the turkey has landed. Now, how romantic is that? Okay. So, once they were in that in that period of time, you're looking at 700 to 750,000 of them in the day. Now, by the time that 1982 had come and gone, 1973 had come and gone, the count was made, and they found that there were only between 600 and 700 breeding pair left in the wild. Completely. That also includes parts of Russia. So, as things begin to change around 1973, that actually began to wake a lot of the environmentalists up by saying, we're fixing to lose our national symbol. So, 600 to 700 breeding pair, might as well say, good round number, 1,500 birds. That's not good.
No, that's not.
All right, now by 1982, after the enactment of the Endangered Species Enactment, which took place in '73, Richard Nixon signed it in his law. By the time that 1982 had come and gone, they found that there were 2,800 eagles back in the wild. It's a good start. 1992, there were 14,000 to 15,000 of them, and the biggest jump happened actually between 1992 and 1998. So now you're looking at approximately 7,000 back in the wild. Great jump. Now, by the time that President George Bush left office, there were enough numbers of eagles to be able to pull back in to delist them and
take them off that endangered list,
and upgrade them to protected, so they're no longer threatened.
So there is a likelihood that you will get to see an eagle out in the wild. Did I understand you correctly earlier that you guys do have a native eagle that kind of hunts the gorge here occasionally?
We do. As a matter of fact, when I was on the way over here just a couple of weeks ago to put some radio equipment on Libby, we saw one flying over just as you turn off up here to come in. We saw that resident bird flying there, so they know she's here.
Absolutely. As far as their native habitat for a bald eagle, is the southern part of the United States a native habitat for a bald eagle, or what should we expect to see if we're eagle watching? Yes,
the southeast was at one time well indoctrinated with them. Florida, Alaska, the entire eastern seaboard. So they were predominantly, they were pretty much so. Would you hold this just a second?
Sure.
Never mind. She decided to turn around for me.
Turn back around so the cameras can see her. There we go.
So, yeah, Florida has a great number of them, a good, strong population of them.
Tell me a little bit about your Birds of Prey show. We're running slow on time, or low on time, so tell me about the Birds of Prey show and what people can expect when they come to see that show.
All right, we have a Eurasian eagle owl, the largest species on the planet, and he's made the silver screen a couple of times, actually. We have a black vulture, Quasimodo. We have a Saker falcon. We have a red-tailed hawk, a Harris's hawk. Great horned owl, I didn't mention him, did I?
No.
Okay. Barn owl, we have a barn owl. Let's see, who else? Robin, you're in the background back over there. Who else, who am I missing?
Did I hear Caden's favorite, the barred owl?
Oh, the barred owl, Winston the barred owl. We have to have Winston the barred owl. Yeah, Robin is one of our volunteers, and we have an incredible staff as far as volunteers go. They're fantastic people, a lot of professional people. Let's see, am I missing? Oh, Saker Falcon. Okay, turn around for me, little girl. Come on. Okay. How you like the size of the feet?
Say that again.
How you like the size of her
She
feet?
has got some massive feet there. I would hate to see her coming out of the sky coming toward me.
She'll whip a grizzly. She will.
Well, Dale, thank you very much for introducing us to Lady Liberty here. And folks, thank you for joining us as well. It's time to wrap up the show. If you want to know more about Historic Banning Mills, look them up on the internet, historicbanningmills.com, their website, and you can learn all about coming down for the nature shows, the nature trails, the kayaking, all of the zip lining, of course, and the adventure tours, all of the things that are available here at Historic Banning Mills. If you've never been, you've got to make a trip over here and visit these folks and visit this wonderful facility. You're going to love it. So, folks, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on East Alabama Today.